सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We have completed the 11th chapter, Ikshitrutva Prakaranam or Ikshitrutva Swarupa Prakaranam. Ikshitru means Sakshi Chaitanyam. Atmanaha Sakshi Swarupam. Now I will give you the summary of this chapter for a few minutes, then we will go to the 12th chapter. This chapter contains 16 shlokas. In this chapter, Shankaracharya talks about two topics, only two topics. First shloka and second shloka, he introduced the two topics. First shloka, he introduced the Sakshi nature, Atmanaha Swarupam. First shloka, he introduced the topic. Then second shloka, he introduced the second topic. That second topic is Jnanena Jnanamatrena Mokshaha. There is no necessity of karma or karma interference in Jnanam. To attain self-knowledge, karma support is not required. Having said these two topics briefly in first and second shlokas, then he starts from third shloka onwards up to 13th shloka, first topic. Atma is Sakshi Chaitanyam. And he explains how Atma is Sakshi Chaitanyam. Atmanaha Chinmatratvam. Chinmatra. Atma is Keval, pure consciousness. Atma means pure consciousness. Sakshi Chaitanyam. Chinmatraha. Being pure consciousness. That is the nature of Sakshi Chaitanyam. Then he said, Sarvagatatvam. This Sakshi Chaitanyam is Sarvagataha. In everybody, in every body, Sakshi Chaitanyam is there. So only one Sakshi, there are no many Sakshis. Sakshyams are many, but Sakshi is one. So Sarvagatatvam, being pervasive. Then he said, Nityatvam. This is always there. Trikale api tishtati. Nityatvam, being permanent or eternal. This Sakshi Chaitanyam is eternal. I, the pure consciousness, is Sakshi Chaitanyam, all pervading eternally. Why eternal? I have no birth. When I say I, means which I, lower I or higher I. When I say eternal, I am higher I. When I have birth and death, it is a lower I. So you can shift. You can shift whenever you want, what lower or higher, you can shift. When family members comes, put Vasham of lower I. When you come to class, with lower I, Sishya I, sit in the class, understand your higher I nature. As Nityaha, I am eternal, I am all pervading. All pervading. Lower I is only all pervading. Higher I is all pervading. English all. This Marakakudad. Lower I is all pervading. Tamil all. Pervading only person. Higher I pervading all. Lower I is small, higher I is all. All and small. Not mall. Small. Mall is big. This lower I is small I. Okay. Nityatvam. Then asangatvam. I am not touched with anything, associated with anything, touched by anything, associated with anything. Not associated. Being relationless. Higher I, Sakshi Chaitanyam, I am relationless. When you go home, you have relations as lower I. So you are having relations or relationless, and don't say and don't give answer. From which standpoint you have to say? Which standpoint you have to ask? Our standpoint is there. Nobody will ask. You cannot give answer for an ignorant person. Only Vedantic students can play the drama. Okay, being relationless. Then Nirgunatvam, I the Sakshi Chaitanyam am Nirguna, attributeless. I the higher I am attributeless. Lower I is having attributes galore. So many attributes. So all these are all my nature. All these definitions are definitions of me only. The lakshanam of me only. Don't say Brahmans is Nityam, Satyam, Sarvagatam. Adella namakenna. And the Brahman, Nanda. Therefore I am all pervading. I am Asangaha. I am Nityaha. I am Shuddhaha. Like that you have to claim. I am, when you say all these you are telling, you are keeping the lower I. கொஞ்ச நேரம் அங்கே இரு, அப்புறம் பார்த்துக்கலாம். யூ சே லோவர் ஐக்கு இப்போ நீங்கள் வர வேண்டாம். அகங்கார ஐ யூ ஷுட் நாட் அலோவ். அண்ட் தட் டைம் ஆஃப்டர்வர்ட்ஸ் எகெயின் புட் வேஷம். லைக் தட். திஸ் இஸ் த ஃபஸ்ட் டாபிக். ஸோ பிருஹதாரண்யக mantra he analyzed Swayam Jyoti Brahmanam. Then second topic was introduced in second shloka from 14, 15, 16. He gives only Jnanam is sufficient. He says, you to destroy ignorance, karma is not required. Jnanam alone is required. Samsara is because of ignorance. So ignorance cannot be removed by any amount of action. Ignorance can be removed by knowledge. Therefore knowledge alone is sufficient. Jnanam doesn't require karma support. So Jnana Yoga is enough. Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga only for Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, not for Moksha, not for Jnanam. Therefore you need not do anything for Moksha. Understand? You need not do anything for Moksha. To get Jnana Yogyata you have to do Japa, Tapa, Dhyanam and all, Ashtanga Yoga. But for knowledge you need not do anything. But Dhyanam, what about Nididhyasanam? Nididhyasana Dhyanam is different. Other Dhyanam is different. Nididhyasanam is only to convert the Paroksha Jnanam into Aparoksha Jnanam, Aham Brahmasmi Nishtha sake. Therefore it doesn't come under karma. There you just remaining in your own nature. Clear? So with this Shankaracharya concludes this 11th chapter. Now we'll go to the 12th chapter. First I'll give you the essence of this 12th chapter. Highly technical topic comes here. Very important chapter. I'll give you the introduction. Every one of us get experience. Experience means Anubhava. Experience means Anubhava. Knowing something, experiencing something, observing something. So we can take Anubhava or experience. Every experience is a mixture. Every experience is a mixture. It has got two components. For example, I show this clip. or I show this pot to you, either clip or pot. Now you experience the pot. All of you experience the pot. Are you experiencing the pot? Yes. Are you experiencing the clip? Yes. Now first I give the example, then we'll go to Darshtanta. All of us have this pot experience, clip experience. In this experience of pot or clip, there are two factors. How you experience the pot? Because of light. Because of light you are experiencing the pot. And there is a pot also, there is light also. To experience the pot, what you require? Light is sufficient. Pot is also required. Pot to experience you require light. Either daylight or tube light. Some light is required. Clear? So this is the first point. Every one of us, every day, getting so many experiences, take one experience as a sample. This sample I am taking, pot experience. When I experience pot, there are two things, two components in that experience. I experience. Then next question, what you experience? I experience a pot. You say, I experience a pot. Pot experience. Or clip experience. Book experience. House experience. Some experience. That means object is there. And how you experience? Through what? Light. So light is there. Now come to the point. Technical terms I want to introduce. English learning. Technical terms are not Sanskrit, English. This pot is experienced by you through the light. That means experience of pot has got two components or two factors. Light plus pot. Light plus pot is equal to pot experience. Light plus pot is called pot experience. Because of light only I am able to see the pot. Clip plus light, clip experience. Because without light you cannot experience the clip. Therefore you have to say, I experience the clip means I experience the light also. But we are taking it as granted. Light experience we are not remembering. I experience pot. As you are experiencing the pot or clip, you are experiencing one more, light also. The experience of pot or the experience of clip presupposes the experience of the light. Clear? Now go to the next step. Since there are two components, one is self-luminous, one is non-self-luminous. One is independently luminous, but another is dependently luminous. Luminous means lighted, known. Prakasham. This is prakasham, that is prakashakam. Illuminator. Light is the illuminator of the pot. Pot is illumined. Prakasham. Illumined is called prakasham. Illumined by what? Light. So the light is called prakashakam, illuminator. Now between this illuminator and illumined, what is the difference? Experience is pot experience. We have understood experience is a mixture. In that mixture there are two things. One is light, another is object. Any object. So in this light, next step what? One is self-luminous, another is non-self-luminous. Pot is not self-luminous. It is not swayam prakashakam. But whereas light, illumined by what? Light need not be illumined by anything. Light is self-luminous. Pot is non-self-luminous. Correct? Pot cannot illumine by itself, but light illumine by itself. So light is pervading the whole hall here. When you want to see the pot, you turn your head towards the pot. When you want to see the clip, you turn your head towards the clip. When you want to see the fan, you turn your face towards the fan. But to see the light, all pervading light, you need not turn. When you are seeing the pot also, light is evident. When you are seeing the clip, light is evident. When you are seeing me also, light is evident. When I am seeing you, light is evident. But when I want to see him, I have to turn that side. When I want to see her, I want to look this side. But to see light, which side I have to turn? I need not turn, because light is all pervading. Clear? This is Drishtanta. Experience, two components. One is self-luminous, another is non-self-luminous. Now, Drishtanta, one more point. Self-luminous is that which makes the non-self-luminous object as luminous. Simple. Self-luminous is that. How can you give self-luminous status to the light? Self-luminous is that which makes the non-self-luminous object as luminous. That independently illumining self-luminous light illumines the non-self-luminous. It cannot illumine by itself. Light illumines itself. So it makes the non-luminous object as luminous. That is called self-luminous. Non-self-luminous is that which is depending upon the self-luminous to illumine itself. சும்மா அதே பதம் தான். அப்படி இப்படி இப்படி எப்படி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். நான் செல்ஃப் luminous is that which is depending upon the self luminous for its luminosity. Self luminous is that which illumines itself by itself. Non self luminous is that which illumines by the self luminous. Clear? Easy? Now you come to the Ashtanta. Whenever we say I experience, I you say, in that I there are two components. There are two components. These words I have introduced. Self-luminous, non-self-luminous. Self-luminous is that which makes the non-self-luminous as luminous. So there are 6 points you have to note. Whole chapter runs on these statements. Number 1 is this. Light is self-luminous. Any example? Clip or pot is non-self-luminous. Number 2. Clip or pot is non-self-luminous. Number 3. Self-luminous is self-evident. Swayam prakashaha. Self-evident. Self-luminous is known as self-evident. Number 4. Non-self-luminous is not self-evident. Non-self-luminous. Here self means not Atma. Any object by itself. It cannot be luminous. It is not self-evident. Because paraprakashaha. Not self-evident. Then 5th point. Non-luminous is evident because of self-evident luminous. Non-luminous is evident because of self-evident luminous. 6th point, luminous self is evident, self-evident. It makes the non-luminous evident. The evident word I am using, that's all. Self-evident luminous light makes the non-self-evident as evident. Self-luminous, self-evident entity makes the non-self non-self-evident entity as evident. Not self-evident. It makes only evident. Can light makes this clip self-evident? No. It makes this clip evident or statement. Okay. Now we'll go to Dashtanta. Here, non-self-evident is called object. Non-self-evident. In the example, light I have taken and pot or clip I have taken. Now come to Dashtanta. In the light place, you have to take Atma. Atma is self-luminous. Atma is self-luminous. Atma doesn't require anything to be illumined. It doesn't require any illuminator. Just as light doesn't require anything. Atma doesn't require anything to be evident. Light doesn't require anything to be evident because it is self-evident. Atma is also self-evident, doesn't require to be self-evident. It is to be evident, it doesn't require anything. Then second point, in the pot clip place, ahankara you have to write. Ahankara is non-self-evident. Because of Atma it is evident. Ahankara is non-self-evident. Why it is non-self-evident? Because it is evident. It is evident because of Atma. That is why it is non-self-evident. Ahankara is not self-evident. Then the third point, Atma makes the Ahankara as evident. Atma makes Atma, which is self-evident, makes the Ahankara, which is non-self-evident, as evident. Atma illumines the Ahankara, that's all. Atma illumines the Ahankara. Ahankara cannot illumine by itself. It is non-self-luminous. Ahankara is non-self-luminous like pot, like clip. Atma alone is self-luminous. Therefore, Atma makes the Ahankara, which is non-self-luminous, as luminous. Why you say so na? So, illuminator, Atma, illumined is Ahankara. Then who is this Ahankara na? Ahankara is equal to mind plus consciousness. When the mind is associated with consciousness, mind associated with consciousness or consciousness associated mind is called Ahankara. Whenever we say Ahankara, you understand mind plus consciousness. There is no Ahankara without consciousness, without mind. Eppo Ahankara alla solramo, all those places you have to understand Ahankara is equal to consciousness plus mind. Mind is a medium. Consciousness is original Atma Chaitanyam. It is shining on its own Chaitanyam. Ahankara is not self-shining. I hope I am communicating. Now, non-luminous mind, which has become luminous, non-luminous mind, which has become luminous by the presence of consciousness, which is self-luminous. Non-luminous mind becomes luminous. Luminous means evident. Mind is evident. You know your mind now? Enna mind? Edo or mind, or a type of mind. Mind is evident. That means that mind is evident means it is evident because of self-luminous consciousness. Because mind is non-self-luminous, non-self-evident. Since it is non-self-luminous, it is not self-evident. Mind does not know by itself. Mind is known through consciousness or awareness only. Mind cannot know itself. Pot can know itself. Clip can know itself. Why? Non-luminous. It is not self-evident. Whereas consciousness is self-luminous, self-evident, it makes the mind also evident. By making the mind evident, who is coming there? Ahankara. Whenever you say I, adla rendu irukku. I am, I know, whenever you say mind plus Atma Chaitanyam. You have to understand. Mind itself is not Ahankara. Mind itself is not Ahankara. So any self-evident object is compared to the self. Any self-evident object is compared. Light is self-evident. It is compared to Atma, consciousness. Self-luminous light in Vedanta. In Vedanta, only outside people do not know all these things. Any self-luminous is compared to a self-evident entity or self-luminous light. Now Atma is self-luminous light or not? Because it is self-evident, self-luminous. Therefore we can call it as light. Light is that who is self-luminous, self-evident and makes everything evident. Light is that, definition of light. What do you mean by light? Write about light now. Light, lighten. Don't take light lightly. Okay. Don't take light as lightly. Light is so heavy. Okay. Light is that in whose presence all things are evident, which makes the things evident. So self-luminous. Whatever self-luminous is light. That is why consciousness is also called light. Now we understand people call Atma Jyoti and they are thinking Jyoti is moving in the body from top to bottom. Don't take literally. Atma is not a light. It is not a Jyoti. Light like light. Why we have compared it with light now? Because light is self-luminous. In presence of light everything is known. It makes this non-self-luminous objects as evident, non-self-luminous as luminous. Therefore it is called light. What about Atma? Atma also doing the same thing. It is light because it makes all non-self-luminous as luminous. It is self-evident and makes the non-evident objects into evident. You have to contemplate a lot on this. I am self-luminous consciousness. Experience the objects. I pervade the object. I experience the clip. Clip plus consciousness. That's why I say I experience. That is why sometimes experience can be called as consciousness. Understand? Experience can be called as consciousness, but this statement people get confused. You have to carefully understand. Experience can be called as consciousness. You should not stop with that statement. You should continue further. Experience can be called as consciousness because in every experience, consciousness is self-evident. Without consciousness, self-luminous, self-evident consciousness, I cannot experience anything in this world. Without self-luminous, self-evident consciousness, I cannot experience anything in this world. Therefore, consciousness can be called as experience. Consciousness is not experience. Since in every experience, what is must? Consciousness. Clear? Clear and nenekre. Okay. So consciousness, in the presence of consciousness, the self-luminous consciousness, the mind is illumined. Whose mind? My mind only illumined. Illumined by me, the consciousness, mind gets the status of ahankara. Aham, 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 ahankara. I am. Ahankara means not pride here. I, that ego. Ego means don't take in negative sense. Ego means I am doing, I am going, I am. In that I experience. And the non-angaradala enna irukku rendu irukku. Mind plus consciousness. One is self-evident, self-luminous, and another one is non-self-luminous, non-self-evident. Mind is depending upon consciousness. Consciousness is depending upon mind. And sollanama? Sollakudadu. Light is depending upon clip for its existence. Clip to be clip, it is depending upon the light. Light to be as a light, it need not depend on anything. Adi madri, mind to be as ahankara, to do certain duties, certain works as I, it needs consciousness. Then mind becomes an ahankara and play mother role, father role, brother role, sister role, all roles. So in the I angaradala enna irukku theriyadha? Consciousness plus mind. I am, aham, I am so and so what? Consciousness, adi vittitom. Just as we are not bothering about the light, we are all bothering about the clip. In the clip romba nanna irukke, in the pot nanna irukke. Same pot Swamini using or old pot or new pot? None of us turn our attention towards light. Or attention, not parvai, not vision, no, attention, light. Because of whose blessings you are knowing the pot. Similarly, now we enter into the shloka. What is happening now? In Jagrata, in Swapna, in Sushupti, you have to understand. In Jagrata Avastha, waking state, mind plus Atma, both are evident. In Jagrata Avastha. Now you are in which Avastha? Jagrata Avastha. Therefore, there are two things. One is self-luminous Atma consciousness plus non-self-luminous, non-self-evident mind. Both are there in Jagrata Avastha, mixture. Then Swapna Avastha also like that. Mind plus consciousness. Because you are knowing the Swapna, experiencing the Swapna. You are experiencing Jagrata Avastha. You are experiencing or not? இப்போ நம்ம ஜாகிரத அவஸ்தையில் இருக்கான்னு தெரியுமா தெரியாதா? தெரியும். That means in that experience there must be two. Clip experience, pot experience ane adile pokudadu. Come to Jagrata experience. Waking world, now I am experiencing. This waking experience presupposes two components. Why? Every experience must have two components. So in this waking world experience is experience. This experience also must have two factors. One is mind factor, another is consciousness factor. Mind plus consciousness. Then you experience Jagrata Avastha. இதெல்லாம் தெரியாமலே கூட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்றோமே சுவாமின்னு. அதுக்கு தான் அஜ்ஞானி அஷட்டுன்னு அர்த்தம். அஷடுன்னு அர்த்தம். தெரியாமலே எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்றோம். So how many of us focusing on light? Light principle, without which you cannot see the clip. Either a tube light or any sunlight. We are not remembering at all. If you don't remember sunlight, tube light doesn't matter. But you don't remember consciousness. Very important, self-luminous, self-evident consciousness. There is some problem, tragedy. Life cannot be a sport. Life will become miserable. You have to know two factors. When you say Swapna Avastha also I experience dream. Experience chonnane rundirkanu. Mind plus consciousness. That is called ahankara. What about sleep? Mind minus consciousness. Because there is no experience. What am I experiencing in dream? In sleep, if I experience anything, it will not be called as sleep. It cannot be called as sleep. If I experience anything. And then after waking up, you say what? I slept well, I don't know anything. I don't experience anything. I have not experienced anything. Adra enna theriyaradu? There are no two factors. Why? Experience is not there. Therefore, two factors need not be there. Which one factor must be there? Atma. Sarvagataha, Nityaha. It has to be there. In sleep, mind is not functioning. Therefore, ahankara is also not formed. Ahankara is not there. Only consciousness is there. It is available all the time. After waking up only you can talk. Mind minus consciousness only was there in sleep. You understand this, you experience this in sleep or waking? Waking. If you experience this in sleep, it is not a sleep. It is only waking world. Understand? Whole Vedanta is around Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Avastha. Your Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti itself you understand more than enough to claim Aham Brahmasmi. Except that we understand everything. Except our waking world, except our waking experience, dream experience and sleep experience, we want to experience everything. Who is this waker? Who is this dreamer? Who is this sleeper? That's why analysis is required. Now we'll read the first shloka with this background. Prakashastham yatha deham salokam abhimanyate drashtabhasam tatha chittam drashtahamiti manyate. Now, Acharya gives technical terms to this self-luminous, non-self-luminous. For them, he gives the names. First, we will know the names and we will see the meaning later. In first shloka, he gives the essence of this entire chapter in this shloka. Atma, mind and world. Atma, mind and world. Mind is that which is experiencing the world. Mind is that which is experiencing the world. Atma is that which is the witnesser of the mind, drashta. Self-luminous is known as drashta. Technical name, drashta. Self-luminous, self-evident entity has got a name called drashta. Non-self-luminous, non-self-evident one is called drishyam. Drishyam. That which is illumined is called drishyam. Prakashyam is called drishyam. Prakashakam, illuminator, is called drashta. Drashta, drishyam. In between, mind. Mind. So this self-luminous Atma illumines the mind and mind gets the status, ahankara status. This ahankara is drashta from the standpoint of the world and drishyam from the standpoint of Atma, care of drik drishya viveka. Mind is both. That is why Acharya gives two names for the mind. Drishyadrik. Drishyadrik. Drishyadrik means Drishyam also, Drik also. Mind ku per enna Drishyadrik. Ahankara is known as Drishyadrik. Or mind alone we can take as Drishyadrik or Ahankara also. Why it is called Drishyadrik? It is an object, Drishyam, from the standpoint of self-luminous Atma, having borrowed the luminosity illumined by Atma, this mind has got the capacity to illumine the other objects. Carefully listen. Mind plus consciousness, Ahankara. This mind has got a capacity to illumine other objects. But clip cannot illumine other objects. Mind can illumine. Mind illumines the clip. Now you experience the clip. Mind is the illuminator. Mind or Ahankara is the illuminator. Clip is illumined. Mind is illuminator from the standpoint of clip, illumined from the standpoint of Atma, consciousness. So mind is playing two roles. Playing role as though illumined by Atma. Therefore it is Drishyam, not clip. Mind. Mind is illumined by Atma. Therefore Drishyam from the standpoint of Atma. Same mind or Ahankara is illuminator from the standpoint of world. World is not directly illumined by Atma. World is illumined by Atma through the mind. World is illumined by Atma through the mind. Mind directly illumines world by the blessing of Atma. World is illumined by the Ahankara by the blessing of Atma. Yen Ahankarathila Atma irukku. Mind cannot illumine by itself. It is non-luminous, non-self-evident. It has to be luminous. It has to be evident by consciousness. But people do not know this. Taking this Ahankara as everything, it is luminous, it is self-luminous. This is called Ajnana. If you know this, Ahankara is non-self-luminous, it is non-self-evident, it is blessed by Atma Chaitanyam. Next word. Atma, the Drashta, is ever the Drashta, ever the illuminator. World is ever the illumined. World is ever the illumined, never the illuminator. Atma is ever the illuminator, never the illumined. World is ever the illumined, never the illuminator. What about Ahankara? Ahankara is illuminator also, illumined also. Mind is illuminator also, illumined also. Illumined by Atma, illuminator of the world. Mind is illumined by Atma. Mind is the illuminator of the world. That is why Drishyadrik, rendu status. Pavam Atma ku ore status da, Drashta status. In the rendu status la Drik Drishya status la Drishyam, it is Drik status also. Mind ki irukra Drik status is real or unreal, temporary or permanent? Temporary. Temporary. What about our hero Atma, Drik status, Drashta status? Permanent, Nityam. Therefore, this mind is Jadam, Anatma. Why you are taking mind as real, which cannot luminous without the Atma? Therefore, self-luminous Atma you are. Claim that Atma. Unfortunately, people look into the shloka now. If you know this, you are a muktaha. You are a Jnani. Now all of your Jnanis are not. Atma, ever the illuminator. Ahankara, never the sollakudadu. It is illuminator also, illumined also. That is why it has got a rending kattananna status. World is never the illuminator, ever the illumined. Nitya drashta. Mind is anitya drashta. Anitya drik. Because it is having drishyam status from the standpoint of Atma. Look into the mantra, sloka. Yatha deham prakashastham. This body is illumined now. This body is illumined by sunlight. When you are walking in the sunlight, this body is illumined. Body is, you are knowing your body. You are experiencing your body. Either in this light or daylight or night light, this light, you are experiencing the body. Prakashastham, deham, just as your body is illumined, how salokam abhimanyate, it is having self-luminosity. We are thinking, your body is evident because of light. My body is evident to you. You are experiencing my body. I am experiencing your body because of the blessing of light. Or daytime I am experiencing also because of sunlight. But what we think? I saw that person. I saw him. I saw her. How you saw? Means I saw means I experienced that person. How you experienced? Only person? With light, sunlight or this light. But none of us, as though we are all self-evident, Madri. Body is self-evident. Switch off the light. How self-evident we can understand. That is why in Eka Shloki, beautifully Shankaracharya writes, Kim Jyotirbhanumana Hanime. Like that shloka, in one camp I took that shloka. Beautiful shloka. So, body is evident because of light. But we, all of us, think body is evident by itself. No. Even your body you cannot see without sunlight. There is no sunlight, imagine, suppose. Can you see anything in this world? Can you see your body also? You cannot see your body. So light is there. But every one of us thinks, Salokam abhimanyate. This is having its own light, self-luminosity, self-evident. Madri nenekkiro nammo. It is not self-evident. It is evident because of light. But none of us remember. இப்போ இங்கே உட்கார்ந்துருக்கோம் இந்த கிளாஸில். Each one of us are evident because of how many lights are here? So many lights, so bright hall. None of us remember the light. Because of whom? Each of us looking our face. பாவம் பாருங்க, அந்த லைட் என்ன பண்ணிட்டான் பாருங்க. And thinking, எனக்கு நானே தெரியற மாதிரி, என்ன அக்கிரமம் இது. சாலோகம் அபிமன்யத்தை. ஆலோகம்னா லைட். சாலோகம் means along with light. As though I am self-evident மாதிரி. என்ன self-evident? லைட் இல்லைன்னா தெரியும் ஒரு நிமிஷம். சுவிட்ச் ஆஃப் பண்ண என்னோட உடம்பு எனக்கே பார்க்க முடியாது. I can't see my own body. Sunlight is not there, I cannot see my body. But we consider salokam along with light, self-luminous. Abhimanyate drashtabhasam tadha chittam. Therefore chittam, mind, is drashta abhasam. It is a fake drashta. It is not real drashta. Abhasam anna unreal, fake drashta. Why? Mind, chitta means mind. Mind doesn't have self-luminosity. It is not self-evident. It is blessed by consciousness. That is why chittam is drashtabhasam. Drishya drik சொன்னா இல்லையா மைண்ட், அந்த திருஷ்ய திருக்கு ஆபாச திரஷ்டா. அதுக்கு தமிழ்ல ஆல்சோ தேசே ஆபாசமா இருக்குன்னா நாட் ஒரிஜினல். அசையமா இருக்க இந்த திரஷ்டா ஸ்டேட்டஸ் ஆஃப் த மைண்ட் ஆபாச திரஷ்டா. என்ன ஸ்லீப்ல கிடையாது, போச்சு. ஸ்லீப்ல திரஷ்டாவே இல்லை. when you wake up and sit, திரஷ்டா comes. when you go to sleep, திரஷ்டா gone. அந்த வேக்கிங்ல பாவம் திரஷ்டா நான் சத்தியமா நினைக்கிறது. இது பாருங்க என்ன டான்ஸ் பண்றது பாருங்க. பண்ண வைக்கிறது நம்ம டான்ஸ் பண்றோம். we are dancing in front of that. Understand? Ahankara is abhasa drashta, false drashta. இந்த ஃபால்ஸ் திரஷ்டான்னு வச்சுட்டு எதுக்காக அகங்காரம் நமக்கு? why we are having lot of pride, lot of ego, keeping this fake drashta abhasa ahankara. If I know its real nature, I will never develop any sort of pride or arrogance or any sort of ajnana. Continuation won't be there. இப்போ புரியறத நமக்கு என்ன தெரியாது புரியறதோ? You are learning here what? You are learning what you do not know. That we are learning. I understand what I do not know. இப்போ புரியறத நமக்கு என்னென்ன தெரியாதோ? நிறைய தெரியாது சுவாமினி. தெரியறத நினைச்சேன், அதுதான் ஆபாசம், திரஷ்டாபாசம், சித்தம். Why? Drashtahamiti manyate. I am drashta. Who is seeing? Mountain. I am seeing. Hey, you are not seeing. You, the ahankara, blessed by the consciousness, you are seeing. அப்படிதானே சொல்லணும். I am seeing the mountain blessed by the consciousness. and சொல்றோமோ? சொல்லல. எவ்வளவு அகங்காரம் பாருங்க. சொல்ல மாட்டோம். ஆல்வேஸ் ரிமெம்பர். நன்றி கெட்டவனே சொல்லுவார். இன்கிராட்டிடியூட் பர்சனா இருக்கக்கூடாது, கிராட்டிடியூட் இருக்கணும். தட் செல்ஃப் லுமினஸ் செல்ஃப் எவிடென்ட் கான்சியஸ்னஸ் is blessing the non-self luminous, non-self evident mind. By blessing that ahankara, it is becoming and knowing everything, experiencing everything. In every experience, one must be remembered. What? Aham drashta consciousness. Ever the drashta, not abhasa drashta. Abhasa drashta for vyavahara. Vyavaharam is there or not, I remain ever. If vyavahara is there, I help the ahankara mind to become ahankara and do vyavahara. If objects are not there in front in sleep, what am I doing? I just keep my drashta status aside. Why? Mind is taking rest. It doesn't want me in sleep. Mind is taking rest. It doesn't want to become ahankara. Therefore, I, the consciousness, self-luminous, self-evident consciousness, remain as consciousness, not as drashta. My illumination is not required for the mind in sleep. That's why I exist or not. I exist as what? I exist as consciousness, not as drashta. Once mind comes, எனக்கு வேணும் anu சொன்ன சரி, okay, I become a drashta for your sake, and mind becomes ahankara. Then ahankara does what? Experiencing the world. What a knowledge! How one can miss this knowledge? Tell me. Now class is important or not? Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.